Hey everybody, I'm Candie Cooper, and right now I'm going to show you the magical art called koinobori, which is Japanese for carp kites. Let's roll up our sleeves. We've got a lot to get through on this one. You're going to need some oil pastels, and these come in large and small sizes. I like the smalls for this project. If you want to make your own carp kite, I'm actually using pre-made one that I have here, but you can make your own with some heavy-duty watercolor paper. You'll also need some crepe paper, some thick glue, dyes. I've just used regular old fabric dye and diluted it with water here. Spray bottle with water, some twine, and some special gold paint markers. You'll be able to find this pattern on the website. To get started, we're going to use the oil pastels to decorate our fish. This is pretty boring right now. I think he needs some scales. So I found that it's easy just to come down on each side of the scales and make your pattern. And I'll tell you, the harder you work, the better these things look. I really like to go back over, once I get my first outlines done, and go back and darken my colors. So by that I mean just go over and really push down a little bit more with your oil pastels. Trust me, they can handle it, and get a really nice coating of the pastel. Then you can add some more details with lighter colors. And this is kind of tricky, but you'll also want to add some white. This looks really, really cool when we get to the dyeing process. Kind of hard to see right now, but trust me, it looks amazing. Okay, then you'll want to add maybe some more lines. And let's take a look at the one I've been working on. Okay, you can see I've got nice bold color on this one. Now we need to work on the eye area. What I did when I first started making these is I didn't know anything about this special Japanese craft. So I got on the internet and actually searched carp kites so I could learn a little bit more about how they look. And I found that around their eyes, they have magical rings of colors, like golds and blues and red, like I have here. And this really makes your fish come to life, doesn't it? I just love it. And then you'll also want to do some work around the gills and keep adding that white in. And don't worry if your colors kind of bump up against each other, because these blend beautifully. It actually looks really cool. Okay, I think we're ready to start dyeing. You'll also want to do a little work around the tail, but I want to show you this dyeing process. Okay, so to get started with that, get rid of anything that you can mess up with water and dye. And the first thing we're going to do is just mist over the whole fish with a little bit of water. And what this is going to do is when you go over it with the dye, it's not going to be the dye isn't going to be so harsh. First, you need to open up your bottle so it mists on. I get excited and I jump ahead. Okay, so you can leave it speckly like this, or you can do the whole thing. But you can see where there's water first, the dye kind of bleeds out. This is a good project for a sunny day because you can hang them on a clothesline or a tree branch and let them dry really fast. Okay, so that looks good. Now I'm going to roll this up and show you one that I've already got done. Here he is. He's come to life for sure. Oh, where's his other fin? There we go. Now, I want to add make this a little extra special and use this gold paint pen. But before we get started, it's important. These are special pens that need to be get working like in a special way. So let me go ahead, and you can see there's no pigment in the tip of this pen. So you want to use the end of your cap and push it in. And what that does is it releases all the pressure so that you can start pushing down and let the ink flow down. Already got this one ready. So now you can start adding detail like I have here. And this is what really makes it look like it came from Japan, if you ask me, with these extra special gold touches, very detailed. And you can keep making your lines thicker. You can kind of do a little bit of blotting on the oil pastel, but you want to be really careful here, guys, because the oil pastel can get on the tip of your pen and make it stop working. So be careful with that. Okay, now let's add a little bit of streamers. all I did here was I folded one piece of crepe paper in half, and then I did that for 5 or 6 streamers. And all you're gonna do is glue the streamer inside the fish's tail, and then do that for both sides. And then you're gonna bring this part around, or if you're making yours at home, you can make your own, just hole punch it and hang it. But you'll wanna glue that, add a couple hole punches. Let's look at the finished ones. All I did was thread a string right through the middle. So easy, you guys. You can tie them to a dowel rod or hang them up for a decoration in your room.